Hey folks, welcome back to the bench. Well, as you can see, I've still got a mess on here from working on the Jeep, and I'm continuing to work on the Jeep tonight. It's going to be probably a short one because I'm not feeling too great, but my plan for this evening is to get a front bumper mounted on here. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, this is the plate. I need to use something like this. And it needs a flat surface to mount on, so I figured I've got this, how thick is it? 1/8 inch, 3/4 inch wide aluminum stock. And what I'm going to do is bend up a bracket that goes around the front, and it just ties into these bolt holes, so it'll go here, across, and back. Now, this stuff is fairly thick, but I think I can bend it on my cheapo metal brake that I have. So first thing I need to do is measure up the distance between these two rails, outside dimensions. Use my trusty old calipers. The tricky part about bending this stuff is getting this diameter or this distance correct. So, but what I need to do is, there we go. It looks like it's 3.41. So I'll lock this. I don't think I can lock this one. No, you can't lock this one. But I can use this to measure on here. So I'll just take, and I'm gonna leave lots of extra length on here to work with, and then I can shorten it up as needed. So I'm just going to take my caliper and put a mark there, a mark there, and then I've got a combination square here. Sorry, my arm's in the road. I'm just going to mark it right across so I have a good reference line to bend on. There's one, and there's the other. I'll obviously have to be proud of that line, but that's alright. So now I gotta head on over to the brakes. So I'm going to move the camera and just show you what that is in case you don't know. I've never heard of a metal brake. So just hold on tight. Okay, sorry about the shadows, but this here is a metal brake. This is just a benchtop model. And the way it works is you clamp your piece of material in, like so. Move the viewfinder so I can see. Then once it's clamped down good, you just grab onto the handles, which are out of view, and you pull this up until you get the bend you need. So luckily I have a fair bit of this material, because I got a feeling I'm going to mess up. But what I'll do is I'll get this close. I'm going to actually get the line to disappear. And because of the thickness of this aluminum, this clamping plate that holds the material down, I need to leave some room for the material to come up into. So get her about like so. Say this may take me a couple tries, but bear with me. Just going to take my clamp back down good and tight on both sides, like so. Then just grab it and lift. Just looks like that. Works a lot better than using a vise. Should have got her close to 90. Yeah, see, I bent a little past 90. Luckily with this aluminum, it's easy enough to bend her straight. But I'll persuade that back out just a bit. There. That calibrated eyeball looks pretty good. So now what I'll do is I'll do the same on this line. Except I'll leave it. I think I went a little too narrow on there. Problem with bending this aluminum too is I was concerned that it's going to stress it and make it weak. But we'll try it out. And if it doesn't work out, well, I'll do it in steel instead. I'd rather do it in aluminum because it's a little bit lighter. There. There. And lift. Won't go quite as far this time. That looks pretty good. Probably went a little far again, but it's alright. So there's the basic shape. So now I'll take it back over to the bench. I'm just going to cut this off and we'll see if she fits. So hold tight. There, I got it cut off, and I'm just checking how close I got to parallel, and just by putting it on a flat surface and trying to rock it, and it's a little bit out, but it's not going to matter. So next I need to pull these screws out for the servo mount, and then I can see how close I came to getting that bend good. Oh boy, I got those in there. Tight. I need some slightly longer screws, of course. There. And turn the other way. Oh, no, I don't have to. Once I get the mount all done, I'll clean it up and grind it down so it's really no wider than the frame rails, just to make it look better. Not that, because you'll see it from the side. Then I'll have to paint it black too. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, I gotta deburr this edge just a bit. There we go. Will it fit? Will it fit? Ah, see? Way too wide. But I think it's not quite in all the way. Yeah, that's gonna work. Here. Pull her in. Oh yeah, it's gonna work good. It's gonna work really good. Just like so, and it'll have to probably come up a ways, and then I'll have to get it set to the right depth, and then this bumper, actually I'll mount the bumper first. This bumper will mount right on. So I need to find the center of this plate now and drill some holes for the bumper mount. So I'll do that off camera and be back. So what I decided to do is I drilled out the holes for the bracket, and I'm actually going to tap it out with a 3mm tap so that the threads are in the aluminum, and then I can just thread right into the aluminum, so that way I can get screws just the right length so they're not going to interfere with the I won't have to put a nut on the back side, which may get into the servo. So this will help with clearance on the back side. I'm just going to tap them out. There, all tapped out now. It's always handy to have I've got this little Dubro set, but I've also got a full large tap and die set that I got from Canadian Tire up here in Canada on sale, and it gets used quite a bit. Now I've got some burrs on the back side here. Just clean them up. Then once I run the screw in, it'll finish off the threads in there. Now if I take one of these screws, it should thread in there quite nicely. And then I've got some shorties in my hex pack kit that I'll be able to use to actually these guys might be the right, almost the right length. I don't think I have anything shorter than this, or they'll be too short. Yeah, these ones should work just fine. So I'm going to thread those on. Now one thing I'm concerned about is adjusting the bumper for height. Width I think I'll be good, so I got this pretty darn close. But for the height, what I'll do for the mounting holes that go into the frame, I'll make them a little bit bigger, so I've got a little room to move. And that should work out good. There. And there. You can see there's a little bit of a wow, but as long as the bumper goes on as planned. I think my aluminum piece is bent a little bit. It's pulling, maybe I made these too tight. It's pulling the plastic kind of cattywampus. That's better. Don't need to over tighten them. So that'll sit on just like so. And see how I lined it up so it's kind of below the surface of the bumper. And then that should slip right on like so. Now what I need to do is I gotta figure out, let's see, this sits here and I had it on the back hole, so yeah, I got plenty of room for adjustment. Gotta make sure I know which holes I'm using, so I gotta figure out the alignment front to back. So what I think I'll do, how am I going to do this? I want it tucked in close. Probably somewhere like that. Do I need to drop it down? I can use some of these little clamps. Oh, she's going to be, going to be a little close, I think. If I line that up at the bottom of the frame, where is it going to end up with as far as the body goes? Might be a little bit lower than I was hoping. Let's see here, but yeah, it might look alright. Sit something like that. I think that looks mighty fine, actually. And the frame rails pretty much come right to the bend. So that's going to be easy to measure. Easy peasy. You can see it better with this off. It's going to come like that. And I'm almost thinking what I'll do, instead of doing any complicated measuring, is flip her upside down and get it where it needs to go. So it goes like this, and just reach into the back side and scribe it where the holes need to go, and then yeah, that won't work because I won't be able to put the drill in. Well, let me figure this out and get the holes drilled, and I'll show you the final outcome. Alright, got the hole drilled, or holes I should say, and I got some screws here with the washers on them because I made these holes, as I stated, I was making them a little bigger than they needed to be. So let's see if it all lines up good or not. Okay, I'll feed all these in. Leave them a little bit loose so I can make any needed adjustments. Come on, there it is. You gotta hold your tongue just right to get everything lined up the way it needs to be. Where the heck are the hole? The hole. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. I'm not nearly. There it is. There. Servo mount. Threads. Oh boy, it's going to be finicky. There it is. Once I got one on, the rest will go easy. I might have to clearance just a little bit, but I think she's going to work out. Put all of them on loose, so there's a little bit of adjustment available. There. Once I get it all fitted good, and I'll come back, pull this bracket off and trim it all back, so get rid of all the excess. But there. And two more. And I think once this is mounted up, I'm going to call her a night. Like I say, it was going to be a shorter video, so I'm still babbling. Oh, I see what's going to possibly be an issue. Even the screws are a little long. Oh no, they do clear the servo. Just clear the servo, I think. Come on. Oops. There goes a fender flare. Thank goodness I don't really plan on using them anymore. Now, this could test my patience a little bit. There's trying to get all three pieces lined up. There it goes. There it goes. Last one. Definitely got lots of aluminum to clean off, but once this is mounted, I can take my Sharpie on the inside of the frame and mark where the frame is, so I can the contour of the frame, so I can get rid of whatever I don't need. Now, one side seems just a little bit higher than the other, but it's probably because of the twist in this aluminum. But I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, and I'm going to have to clear some screws off. These guys right here are too long. They're hitting this servo. So maybe I'll use these guys. They should bite in and not hit the servo. Yeah, they're kind of long too. Well, bummer. What do I have? And these guys are going to be too short. Oh, maybe not. No, those ones work good. Instead, I'm getting short on those, so I'll just use two of these shorties where I need the clearance. Now I should be able to push that back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of clearancing, I think, but oh well. She's all custom, so can't expect it to all bolt together when you're making parts like this using rudimentary tools. But alright. That looks pretty good from the top. Let's see how she lines up. There it is. There it is. Get the bumper mounted. Look at that. What do you think, folks? I'd say that looks pretty darn good. So I'm very, very happy with that. Well, I might take that guy off. Goodbye. Heck, let's get them all off. No more fender flares.
Why?
I bust one, so I got those ones coming.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good.
Awesome.
And I'm shutting her down for the night.